Sanje Chudon Zojin Jonon Lai Shangche Pada Dana Jatsum Che Dake Chishi Jebe Tsonam Je Dola Pencha Sanje Draba Jo Sanje Chudon Zojin Jonon Lai Shangche Pada Dana Jatsum Je Dake Chishi Jebe Tsonam Je Dola Pencha Sanje Draba Jo Sanje Chudon Zojin Jonon Lai Shangche Pada Dana Jatsum Je Dake Chishi Jebe Tsonam Je Dalai Pencha Sanje Draba Jo. Okay. That's wonderful. Look, today Tom is outside. Look, he's picnic. Good.
I'm in a campground today.
Really? Where are you?
Camping
Kim Koya. Where are you?
in Brimfield, West Massachusetts.
Yeah. Do you see?
That's my Aj's tent. That's our kitchen.
Where you guys go? When?
That's our tent. 3 days.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, it's very good, quiet place.
Yeah, it's
They
very
all
quiet.
went for hiking. I can stay here by myself. Oops.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's wonderful. You guys looks good. What? Jesse put that enough. This is a fog. What picture? This fog. Bewa.
Who?
Jesse, she put the bewa picture.
Oh, frog.
Fog. Okay. It's nice to see you guys, really. I'm mentioning, making you guys all healthy. It's wonderful. Therefore, and the first, I think when we closed the center, then we heard the coronavirus, then everyone's very nervous. Everyone doesn't have an idea what to do, what's happening, I think everyone very nervous or uncomfortable, right? Yes? But now what happened? 3 months. More than 3 months, right? But still we survive. Now looks like so people less stressful, less nervous, right? Like you can see now, like everyone, even all the hospitals, doctors, nurses, all the from workers, they become normal. Therefore, what shows this is for the impermanent, the nature of the impermanent.
So this is the nature of impermanence. We should understand that. So I think it's really helpful if we gain some good understanding about impermanence.
We also
know we are impermanent, and we are impermanent like a broom, like a tree, or like a stick, like a plastic. Those are all impermanent, and just like that, we are all impermanent. We say we know that, right? But if there is some changes happen, then immediately we start to get panic.
Yes,
And so when we feel that shows that we don't have, we haven't gained a good understanding about impermanence yet. So if someone were to make a mistake repeatedly, then we don't get so surprised about that person making mistake again. They say, oh yeah, he always makes mistakes. And we just take it easy. So we know that that person made a mistake, and we expect, we already expected that, so we know. So that is kind of expected, and we know, right? So we know, so therefore it's not a surprise when somebody who makes mistake repeatedly, makes mistake again. But if someone who doesn't make mistake, usually, or rarely makes any mistake, if that person makes a mistake, then we'll be all surprised. Oh, that person made a mistake. Like that. So that is because in our mind we have this expectation of this person who's always making mistake, and we have expectation of that person making mistake, and then we also have expectation on the other person who's not making any mistakes, to not make any mistake, and when that person makes a mistake, then we get surprised. So there is a difference like that, right? You see the difference? So that's because we know. So we know this person makes mistake. That's why we don't get surprised when that person makes a mistake. And we know, or we expect this person doesn't make a mistake. So that when that person makes a mistake, then we get surprised. We get surprised. And so that's the difference of knowing and not knowing. Okay? You understand? So you understand the point?
Okay. Really? Are you sure? 100%? Oh yeah, Tata. Michigan no to Kadina Chondigan, Midi no to your Kadin, Nando Hako, Nando Kenlega, Tendena, could no to Nando Shara Hasagam do us. They do it, they won't do us.
So if somebody who's making mistake all the time, then when that person makes mistake again, we don't get surprised, right? Why? Because we know, we expect that, right?
Michigan Kadina no to Yongo, Nando could no to Chile, Nando Hamogachi, Nando Hamogachi.
So let's say another example. Let's say a person who makes mistake a lot of mistakes, but we don't know that person makes a mistake. We don't know. But then that person who's making mistake all the time we don't know. So now so when that person makes a mistake and we know that he made a mistake, then we get surprised again. Right? Is that true?
제가 배터나 배 군이 노트 영화 집바 지점에다 미니자 노트 영화 노트 제가 집바 지점에 봐지나 지금도 하고 봐 지금 하고 매왔지 다 니마치 아니 니자 한염도 고하나 지금도 고 하고 아 코도 번 챕터레스 지다 코 제도 생각도 하사 그러고.
So we know, that we don't know, right? It's just that difference of knowing and not knowing. One person, we know he's making mistake all the time, so when he makes mistake, we don't get surprised. The other person also making mistake all the time, but we don't know, and therefore when we see him making mistake, we think, oh, that person made mistake, and then we get surprised. So it's just in the difference of knowing and not knowing. From their side, they both are same in making mistakes all the time. You understand?
Better? Oh, thank you. I almost give up. 제가 가제나 군이 노트 치바 얘기 체계로다 엠바이나야. 지금 간도 하고 우리 지금 하고 매라고. 근데 하고에디 그 노트 치다 간도 하서 뭐 가디나 간도 액셉트도 다 코드 체계를 했어. 다 찍다 하고 면도 코니 맞지 지나가도 그 제가 놓아서 근데 그거만 하고 먹으러 그 제대로.
So it's just a difference of knowing or not knowing, right? Yeah, so the one person who we know make mistakes all the time, makes mistake, then we don't get surprised because we know that person makes mistakes. The other person who is always making mistake also, but we don't know, and then when we saw first time that person making mistake, then we get surprised. But from their side, they both are same in making a lot of mistakes all the time.
제가 안에 아주 샘나 썸마다 제발내기도.
So that's the difference in our way of our thinking, right, towards the person that we know and we don't know. So that can be applied applied in the same way to all the things. So I will tell you a story, especially the nomad kids. Nomad kids, we wet the bed all the time.
제가 부가시 빼 장보여서 쇼갱하고 파마서 녀대 갈라 소소고 띠야데 키는 니만나 띠샤고 됐어. 다 제된 챕터를 꼭 가데 땅만 파마서 싸마 체고 그래. 그래서 파마서 밤에가 싸마 체게디 그다 가데나 침바땅 가도 셴바디 침바땅 거 말이야 쌈데 그랬어.
And so all the kids are same and making their bed wet, but some kids are very smart. Before their parents know that they bring out the wet mattress, bring it out and dry in the sun. And so the parents don't know that they were making bed wet, and the other kids they were making bed wet and they're not doing anything. So the parents have to do it, right? So when parents have to do it, they know that this kid is making the bed wet, but other kid was making bed wet too, but they don't know.
제가 다 안에 파마 거기 밤에 삼라 다 고향 찜바땅하셔 거기 삼도 가데나 파마 샘때 여러 봤어.
So the person, the kid that makes the bed wet, they are expected, right? So the parents know, oh yeah, he's making his bed wet again. He's making his bed wet again. So today he also made his bed wet again. So they're expecting, thinking like that all the time.
다 님아지 보고 셴바디 야만데 템바제 야만데 니쇼지 밤에 하고 하나 밤에 하서 야 저도 지금 왔어요.
So then, but let's say the other kid, so one day, he either forgot, to bring out the mattress, the wet mattress, to dry it, or he was, sleeping too late, and then the parents wake him up, and then they see the bed wet, and then they say, "Oh, you made a bed wet," also.
제가 그니 가디네 찜바래 찜바다도 찜바다 지금 한 밤에 하고 말아 왔어.
So they both are same. They both are making wet bed all the time, but it's just the difference is the one the parent knows, the other one parents don't know.
제장도 하고 먹어서 빼낸 것이 뭐라도.
So that's the difference of knowing and not knowing, right?
저도 녀석 찜바다뇨.
Have you ever wet your bed?
나는 학교가 집안 뭐 다녀. 집안 다녀도 공가에나 집안 담보 다라 아니 사원로 지워졌어. 아니 잠못해 빼 잠못.
So I, Geshe, okay, not me, Geshe. When I made the wet bed, it was very nice, because the pee is warm at the beginning, right? So when you pee, so intentionally pee in the bed, so because it's very warm, feels very good in the winter time. But after some time, that it gets cold. Right? So I was a very naughty boy when I was young, kid.
And 밤에가 아메가 나도 배려에다 단 좁아서 샘체 빼나 단지 납주 두지어라 대 오마지 오마피 하얀 첨보나 싸네 아니 야 꾸니 샤샤나 갈라 갑지 첨보 사다 나도 가제 사사네 밤에 한 먹었네.
So then the parents we used to have like G, it's a female yak, like 40-50 of them, and they always milk these female yaks, and boil the milk, and then what do you call the layer at the top of the milk? That becomes very thick, and then we just steal from there, and they don't notice it.
양 삼성가도 짠장마 밥이래. 짠장마 밥 들으면 오마 동사 그랬어. 안 듣는 생각나도 질룩차 그랬어. 하고 말.
Then there sometimes we also suck with the straw. We insert the straw into that thick part of the milk, and then we drink the milk, and then later we will add water from there also, and then they wouldn't know that we had.
제가 가도 강계장도 제대다 야 당게 티치 바로 보고 찍을 가디 제대와 밤에 하고지 다 거야 부채가 말서 셴바데 거 제나 아 먹어는 니마치 야 셴바다 거나 야 밤마사 거 제게 돼서 야 거로 사그래지.
And so again, it's the same case like of knowing and not knowing. So both kids are doing that all the time, right? And then one kid, one parent knows that one kid does it, and then they are not very surprised when that kid does it again. So yeah, he's stealing all the time. But then when they saw that other kid is doing also, which they didn't know, which they didn't know was all the time doing it. And then they get also, oh, you are doing that too, and then they get surprised, right? So it's the difference of knowing and not knowing.
제자 대배는 것도 제자 나도 못 따봐서 참아마도 못 따봐서 지금도 그래서 나도 노를 되나 단단한도 때스 만다봐 좋아이나 여와도 치만 나도 항상도 대체네 되게 나도 소소고 못 따봐서 야부 하고 면 따로.
So like that, knowing and not knowing the impermanence, it makes a big difference also. If we really know, then when the changes happen, we don't get surprised, because we know this is impermanent. That's the nature of impermanence, to change, to get changed. But then, we usually say, yeah, I know this impermanent. But then when the changes happen and then we get surprised, then that shows that we don't really have a good understanding about impermanence.
제가 아는 잠들 가도 못답에 걸렸대 곰잡 삼로 땅와이나 그 담봉아도 좋아 결례가 말이나 삼로 땅 나 샘라 간지 다 같이 녀시녀서 해주라 녀시에서도 녀와이나 간지 가르고 다 죽고 때문에 내고 살아봤어.
And so it is important, to contemplate and meditate on impermanence. So to know, yes, this is impermanent, this is changing, this is happening, and so forth, like that. So you keep thinking like that. So that way you familiarize your mind, with the nature of impermanence, nature of changes. And so when the changes happen, then we don't get surprised. So we have to keep on thinking to make ourselves familiarized, with that.
제가 산제 좀 내가 담보 주서반 대제 탑자 마타바 삽제 단체 등하와 주탐제 동시 다음에 봐. 냥갈은 대비 시하고 담보 주담보성 어때서 말아봤어.
And that's why Buddha first taught the Dharma. When he first taught the Dharma, he taught on impermanence. So he says all the compounded phenomena are impermanent, and all the contaminated are suffering, and all the phenomena are empty, and then empty and selfless, and then nirvana is the peace.
제가 주탐주 동시 다음에 배가 란제때 아니 간도 고와야 보이 녀와이나 아니 냥갈은 대비 시와도 톱거래 했어 말아봤어.
And so if we gain a good understanding about all phenomena being empty and selfless, then we will achieve the peace nirvana.
오야 다 대다 땅아도 내제 타죠 마타바 세티 콜라야 까마카치 삼당게다 곰잡쇼스.
So now we're going to meditate or contemplate and meditate for a little while on all the compounded phenomena being impermanent. Okay.
제가 된 내제 배나 소소고 암조 고야 소소고 투야 소소고 뇨야 텐데 아니 직다 소소 간제 고래 가냐 지금도 남바에 받다 간지 시고 그래 대 소와이 semnak 샤게도 있다고 그래서.
And so we have to see everything that we see, right, with our eyes, everything that we hear with our ear, everything that we smell, everything we taste, everything we touch. So all these things are impermanent. All these are compounded phenomena and impermanent. And we have to, think of all these things as being impermanent by thinking, yes, this is changing, this is changing and not staying same all the time. This is changing all the time like that. And so we have to gain understanding of impermanence on that.
배는 내다고 som다. 단데 마타바레스 삼는 담봉아도 초월래가 말했어. 다 소소고 메체나란 통수 용주 쇼사. 아니 지 제와마다와 같이 잡자. 제와마다와 가신도샤 던조콜라 삼로지 다다. 아, 당고네 지 야샤자는 내를 삼지 문도 와서 초월래 그랬어.
So like, if you see a pen on your hand and say, this is impermanent, then you don't get much feeling. But if you think of all the things that you have seen, you have heard, you have felt, and not being same now, and having changed, all the time. If you think about that, then yeah, that's right. That's impermanent because, it's changed now. It's not same as what it used to be before.
제가 담봉아도 제공해야 돼. 제공으로 제가 한다시.
And so first we do the analytical meditation, okay, analyze about the things being impermanent.
And the social and tone to nyonso metseg ngewa kola sama itansho was.
And so think about the things that you have seen, heard, and experienced. So think about those things that has changed now.
Okay. Couple minutes, okay? 오토 전에 삼로 때 스테이트 가디나 따와 있는 건도 셈라 아니 고아 차야다 아니 용한테 말 팽겨래.
And so like that, if we meditate a little bit every day, then it will help to understand and gain experience about that.
아니 다 사체다 제 동아와 세대 간제 코베 대베가 간제 추탐바 아니 다 동아가 하셔래 해서로 그러.
So all the contaminated are suffering. So all the contaminated are suffering. So everything that is included within samsara are all suffering.
다디 간에도 고거선에 배나 나라서고 가래를 롱 가세 쇼바이나 롱신에 된 득송 사진도 레그면도 왔을 거다.
So what we should understand about that is that no matter what we experience in the samsara, we can never be satisfied saying that, oh yeah, this was so good, this was it. Don't want to get rid of this and so forth like that.
제가 이제 소소 사만나지 만트베 동아 소소 고아나지 만예베 동아 아니 지금 소소가 가르고 제와나지 아니 람로마요 동아 간지 담으로 짱짱도 왔어.
And so it's all the sufferings, right? So always suffering, the suffering of not finding what one is looking for, and some for suffering of not being success in what one is doing, and so forth. So all the time there's suffering or failure of all these things. And then so even if we have it, it's still suffering. Even if we don't have it, it is still suffering. So there's a suffering of not having it, or there's a suffering of having it also.
제가 빼나오 차샤나 당간도 아레나라 미참말라 마차 못하요레스. 제가 못하 매바나 못하 매베가 약강이지요레스. 소소 사만데 말레바다. 아니 강이지요레스.
For example, like in America, almost everybody has a car, right? Almost everybody has a car. So if we don't have a car, then we have a suffering of not having a car, because we won't be able to go to the places that we want to go immediately.
다야 모터 여바이나 여강이지요레스.
And then also, if we have a car, then there's a suffering of having a car.
배차잖아. 양 텔라 인슈런스 요거 양 톨라 쇼르가 가제 다와다 페트고 양코 잠을 아니지 견도 버전에 대해서 가제 텔라 양코 내가 태워 못 보jel래도.
So if we have a car, then we have to spend for the maintenance and spend for insurance, and then there's a trouble of breaking down. So all these problems that we have to face if we have a car.
내 배시 받으려고 됐어. 제자 배낭 알아서 배나 다 퍼포먼트 왔나 소소 지금 로파 안에 매백깔라 안에 다 매백강이 지어냈어요.
And now I'm going to give you another example, okay? So maybe that will be more applicable to your life. So, like when you don't have a boyfriend or girlfriend or partner, then there's a suffering of not having a partner. But then when you have the partner, then there's the suffering of having a partner again. And then whatever the size of the partner you have, that's the size of the problem you have. But we don't feel that, right? We don't feel that. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just telling you the reality of nature of samsara. Right? Then there is also a problem of not having a partner. So usually, if you don't have a partner by yourself, then you have some sort of freedom because you can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to depend on somebody else. So once you have a partner, then your freedom of doing whatever you want to do by yourself is gone. Lost.
아니 강이 저게 다 지금 소소 로파 연나 가로 가지 여배 강에다 매배 강에 되는 것도 좋을 거예요 말했어요.
But we don't feel those problems, and we don't feel those problems of having a partner or not having partners.
제자 간제 어제 제자 누워도 간제 로파 명예도 땅 로파 있고도 삼행아 샘들 나대 그랬어. 로파 여자야 텔라 삼선 만턴바 따와 만턴바 제다 만턴바 야 니마 가시게야 goodbye.
So when you don't have a partner of boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, then you feel lonely and you wish for somebody to be with you. Once you have the partner, then there is always problem of not getting along with the partner, not having the same thought, not having the same view. So then eventually, the problem gets so bad that eventually you think about separating from each other.
제자 드레다 다 제자 사체다지 동아와서 가정 코베 대베가 노제 참바 동아가 나자래 참아리고 나자래라고 그러지.
And so that's what he's saying. All the contaminations are suffering. So everything that is included within samsara are all contaminated. It's all contaminated because it's all product of the karma and delusion. So therefore, it's contaminated, and therefore, all these things are suffering in the nature of suffering. And so the people all have different views. From the Dharma point of view, if you're by yourself, best life. You don't have to depend on nobody else. You don't have to depend on anybody.
제자 소소 로파였나 소소 록도 마세오네 야 로파 친 록세 가요 말했어 근데 소소 록 마트 때 되오네 야 로파 록세 거거든 배 추주 샤샤와.
So for a simple small example, if you have a partner, and even like turning on and off the light is a problem, right? You want to turn off the light, but maybe the partner wants to have a light on, and then you can't turn off the light because the partner needs the light. Or you want to turn on the light, but the partner wants to have a dark, and then that also creates a problem. So there is always a problem like that.
제가 땡해 야 저도 제단 노르라고 말다 대 조금도 고할 노마도 세땅은 단 고외는 로탄도 수샤네요.
So I'm not saying this is a problem and this is a mistake, like that, but this is what the nature of samsara is.
제자 양 벤나 소소가 남이 용어도 돼야 답이 뭐 소소 집어 대는 것도 빼 깔려서 소소 빼 lonely 차다 주도 쟁그래 대초그래.
And then some people, with the family, they think that when they think about the lonely person and alone and a single person, then they say, "Oh, poor guy, he's all by himself. He has nobody to look after him, nobody to associate with, nobody to like mingle with. So he's so poor guy, like that." So it's possible to think, and it's all right to think like that.
양 소소 집어 얘기 되겠다. 니 이제 코너도 캐는 담을 녀다 짜짜 투바자자 자대 다 그나 집어 있으면 되겠어.
And then a person who is by himself, all looks at the families, and then it's they have so much problem. They have to deal with so many problems, with each other, and so I'm so happy being alone by myself.
저 빼차샤버네. 근데 소소 주보나 소소 녀사치는 녀만이가 야 마루샤자 소소를 만드는 스치기 전화대 녀라 신경 말이야. 저때 차샤인데 차샤사.
So, for example, if you are by yourself and you don't, make your bed, and just leave it like that, the way it is, when you went to sleep, nobody will complain, to you if you by yourself.
Like my bed here. This is my bed. I just leave that. I just, put back to the blanket. That's it. Can you guys show me your bedroom? No, I'm joking. 제자 아니 단대 라와요 기자 다 라와다 대 제자 다가로 제자 근데 사체도지 동아와서 간지 코베게 지금 세탄 레탄 차다 가지 동아가 하지 레세 다 땡아도 때 섬당게다 땡고네 레도면 섬을 다 줘.
So this is the nature of the suffering, right? The nature of suffering. So everything that we do, everything that we experience, everything that we feel, is all suffering. Whether it's really true or not. Do a short and analytical meditation on that.
Okay. Okay. Good morning, little boy. 아, 늦게 다시 못 와. 다시 다시 동. 다 주당 주 동지 다음에 봐서 돼. 다때 강가를 자요. 그래서 아니 지 늦게 다시 못 와. 늦게 탐쳐다. 아니 고백이 되면 주 가리지나 가지. 차마 소소가 봐. 달로 다샤와마도 가지. 랑고네 아니 내에서 적용이 지요 말해서 준 거예요. 봤어.
And then the third line, which says all the phenomena are empty and so that, of course, applies to every phenomenon. So all the compounded phenomena, all the contaminated phenomena, everything, is merely imputed, and there's none of them existing from their own side.
제가 나고 잠고는 뭐 지금 로종 특제막 같이 나도 전도되냐 좋아해.
So last night, His Holiness gave teaching on the 8 verses of mind training. I don't know, did you get to listen to it?
It's like almost like hour. 제가 뒤나라 안에 다들 샘제 탐조를 해서 아니 뒤걸어 나 소소고 다세 나세바 아니 소소고 삼모 땅쇼 채쇼 송송아.
And then last night, when he was giving teaching on the 8 verses of mind training, which starts with, I shall see all sentient beings, like all sentient beings, even more superior than the wish-fulfilling jewel, like that. So when he says, I shall see all sentient beings even more superior than the wish-fulfilling jewel, then what is the I? So what's the I? So he said, look for the I.
제가 간도절라 안에 간도 단도 숙침부 쇼지래. 간도 때 간도절 단도에 잘 하고 말했어. 간도 요스케 상고요 말해.
So we have a very strong self-grasping ignorance, right? So the grasping at ourselves, as being as being permanent or the truly existent and so forth. But we don't have that feeling.
너 저도 나뭐 단도 침부 쇼 좀 되게 됐어. 제가 말해.
So do you have that strong feeling? Thinking that, oh, I have a very strong self-grasping ignorance. Do you have like that kind of feeling?
다시 요만 가도 스치려요 말. 다
No,
요만.
most of us, we don't have that.
다때 옆에 옆에 드시 가려서나 근데 계란기 딱 빼잖아요. 계란기 빼나 썸투지요 같이. 며칠 저런 썸투도 놀살하는 가도 갑자기 어머머머 나 놀면서 나한테 진짜서 될래요. 대이 내가 나한테 딱 거라.
So we have a very strong self-grasping ignorance, but we don't feel that. We don't feel that. We don't think. In other words, we don't think that we have a strong self-grasping ignorance. And the example that we have very strong grasping ignorance, but we don't feel is that, like, when somebody says, "Oh, you did this bad, you did that bad," when somebody points at our faults, immediately it says, "No, I didn't do that. I didn't do that." So that's showing very strong self-grasping ignorance.
어제 대대다 다 담보 안에 소소지 세죠. 나 세대 변나 데브라는 나 데브라이스. 나 제너퍼이스 저로. 안에 소소지 세죠. 왔다. 소소. 당가디 가와도
So now first,
깜바들에 지금 나도 까마카시 세죠. 왔어.
Now for search, search for the I, for the self, rather, for the I. So if I'm a Deborah, then which is the Deborah? What is Deborah? Which one is Deborah? If I'm Jennifer, then which one is Jennifer? Which one is what is Jennifer? Which one is Jennifer? Like that. So look for, search for the self or the I.
제가 남중아도 제가 나 대바 저버는 나도 저거 말했어. 나랑 저거 말해서 나서 또 따서는 나도 랍식 그랬어.
So normally we say, do you exist from your own side? Then we say, no, I don't exist from my own side. I don't exist truly. We do say like that. We can say it. We can say that, but do we really understand that? That's the difference. So now meditate for a couple of minutes, searching for the self.
Oh yeah, I got it also. 진짜 단대 갑당가도 곰자트도 야속이면서 그러는데.
So how was it? So this is the best time to meditate, right? While you're at home, right?
진짜 남정가도 배나 곰발이 잡나치 미치야도 파도 지야라 제대로된 단단 소소 날대대로 왔어.
So at the center, you always have somebody around. So somebody's walking around, somebody's doing something. So there's a lot of disturbance, But now you're by yourself at home, right?
진짜 안에 단대 가는 거니 가도 곰 잡다데 곰 가리 제 두세 약속도 단대 가고 임베서 그런 통도.
So now I think it's the best time to do meditation if you want to do meditation.
진짜 저라도 곰 때대자 곰 자다대야. 근데 단대 빼는 가서 딱 맞춰가지고 대 주벌을 삼다면 최소 되는 요거 말했어. 대 도고 말했어. 배나 까만가 줄 마마. 근데 이제 야 섬을 야도 파도네 디야 요서와.
And so meditating at the beginning, for beginners like me, it's not good to meditate for too long, like for hours and hours. Not good. We get tired very easily, and then we get bored and aversion to it. So it's not good. So for the beginners like me, it's good to do a short meditations, like not more than 10 minutes at a time, and then do it for 10 minutes and take a break, and then after some time, and do for another 10 minutes like that. So 10 minutes in each time.
제가 단다 군대고 송어도 왔어. 다 가서 남진 가서라 빼자는 왔다. 산지 좀 된데 총화를 지선 잠바야한테 총화를 파파시레한테 총화를 가서 랍대기로 왔어. 다 단다 가사 뉴스로 장고는 송도 와. 근데 샤저고 셈 건나 깨안도다. 나랑 gelena 샤저 셈 근데 솔직히 영화 퇴도 송도 왔어.
And so like His Holiness talks about how you can gain the experience by yourself, right? We always talk about all these Buddhas like that. There is Avalokiteshvara, there is Vajrapani, there is Menjushri, Tara, and so forth. And they have become enlightened through generative bodhicitta like that. Yeah, so this is them. But what about yourself, right? And then His Holiness like that. He said he had a personal experience of being able to generate bodhicitta. Through practice and meditation, he has gained that experience through practice and meditation, and so therefore it is possible to generate that kind of mind within oneself also.
다는 제가 동반이 대시우지 아니 지금 고안이야가 노송도 왔어.
And then also he says like that, he gained some understanding in the manner of meaning generality, of emptiness also.
제가 딱 군대라고 해나 그냥 간도로 다 저라도 하고면 안에 곰 대세쇼 곰 대트는 막 간대 난 건데 지금 다 추수해봐나 64시간에 바지 추수해봐는데 다 제거지도까지 냠내 찾았던 거래.
And so I don't know about you, but His Holiness always spends a lot of time doing his practice, like just general practice. Of course, other things we can't mention, but just doing the general practices, like out of 24 hours, 7-8 hours, just doing the practice all the time.
세상에서 하사로라. 텐데지 제벤 텐데지는 대학 가려나 대표로 도움 받아 가르. 나도 간에도 참마다 지치죠. 대난지 많이 받죠. 곰잡 삼로다 곰잡 삼로다 제를 컴퓨터에 나가도 와.
And so that's like the daily practice, of His Holiness. Not just reading books and doing a very rush practice like we do, just trying to complete our commitments, rushing to complete our commitments. Not like that. Reading it, contemplating on it, meditating on it, and then reading on it. So like that. So by doing like that, he spends 7-8 hours doing his practice all the time.
제 텐데 안에 상적에서도 동만에 콜라 삼마다네 다 간제 루트축 던지도 송도 다 단대 갑래 세네 조녀도 송도.
And so he said like that, he's been contemplating and meditating on bodhicitta and emptiness, for the last 60-70 years, and then now recently, he's been able to gain some taste, on those experiences.
제가 안에 나도 남주 제가 나도 단도 그게 곰 잡는 것도 좋아 결례인데 조절례인데 개슬례면도 간대도나 좋아 결례면도 다시 팽거래 섬대 말이야.
I know you get some feeling. or when you're doing your daily practice, do you gain some feeling? Yeah, of course, we have this belief that yes, it's going to be beneficial, it's going to be meritorious. That's why we do. But do we really get any feelings from doing those practices and meditations? Yeah, so of course, most of us, we just do it on the basis of belief, right? We believe that, so maybe we get some feeling based on our belief, but not really from understanding and from the realization. So I'm not saying that even if you, gain the feeling from through the belief, it's good also, it's very good. I'm not saying that's not good. That's also very good, so you should of course do that.
당에 카탕에마다 양아도변의 자살라 롭존 제복할 롭존 짜자 따시 장장다 따시 장장다면 곰자를 루소처럼 군두나 가지나 다 잡아서 곰자도 뭐 송거래서 다야 지지에서 루소라야 쇼치를 징도 대자절로 대자절로도 곰자를 루소도야 윤여로지도 대가도 치 놀고 살아.
And so do not spend all the time just reading books. And I'm not saying that's bad, or I'm not trying to criticize that. But like also the monks in the monastery, like especially in like those 3 great monasteries, where they started to become Geshe, they're debating all the time. They're just memorizing the text and then reading it and then debating on it, and they don't get much time to do meditation. And so His Holiness mentioned that it is also good to apply it to meditation also. So just like that, Westerners also should do some meditations also, not just spending all the time reading, but spending time to do some meditation would be also good. And so while reading book, and then contemplate on the meaning, of the book that you're reading, and then meditate on that. So if you do that, then it's going to be very, very beneficial.
Okay. This all the kundu nago to sonso the and gomte chapter and the teach it. And that's honey and the kundu control chavi and then katana to show ye. And to say young so and the channel mother cannot to them to give it and on the pewa so zoom nalan so great. Say that two shilling that 10 shit of manasa, yes.
And so that's what His Holiness advice, so we should try to follow. And also tomorrow is His Holiness Dalai Lama's birthday, and we're going to do some prayers, in so you can join on the Facebook. Tibetans are joining on the Zoom, with the Tibetan community Zoom, and we're going to do like a 4 session of prayers tomorrow.
제가 안에 들이 전화 전화도 나고 근데 송주지 니 대나라 로종 특제 막 같이 안팅가라 많은 되시지 아니 많은데 아니 소종 뭐가 가르치고 또 타마 송샤 대배 답도 야보쇼도.
So His Holiness gave this teaching on 8 verses of mind training yesterday. So if you have a time, you can listen. That's also available in English translation. And so he gave teaching on 8 verses of mind training. He gave also a brief, gave the explanation of the brief explanation of the meaning of Om Mani Padme Hum and how to dedicate the merit. So it would be really helpful if you can listen to that teaching.
제가 가서 담보 안에 다 군도선도 년 총가르기 안에 라타 야쇼데 안에 지나서 만나사쇼 세인 송송아.
And then he also said that the best and the present for his birthday, is for you guys to recite Om Mani Padme Hum.
가르르서나 대 진짜 마모래도 가르나 안에 안주 군도 까져봐네 군도 투냐가 요러
So that's a good reason to do that. The one thing is that you will please his mind, right? So if you, do that prayer that he mentioned to do, that he advised to do, then that will please his mind.
자 오늘 안에 가르치는 군도 투냐 오잖아. 가나 군도기 두고 공학하래 다 알아서 지금 써는 거 초대해서 싸나. 안에 지금 개와도 점나 됐어. 레와테요 was.
So what will please him? What will please him? What will make him please is that if he sees us doing some good practices, good things, and if he sees us creating merit for ourselves, then that will please him. That's what he's expecting for us to do.
대야 고알로 줄래지마야 군득은 총각 근데 그 새로운 치아치다 만나서 안에 사바인다 군득 통용을 대말다 대 문에 대말다 나도.
So we should not misunderstand. Like when we say, oh, that pleases him, doesn't mean that he becomes happy because we did it. Not because we did it for him, but because he see that we're doing good for ourselves. That pleases him. So you should not misunderstand this. Oh, His Holiness is asking us to recite Om Mani Padme for his long life. It's not like that.
제 어째다 대도시에는 아니 대가 소소 안에 로종 특제마대 맞삼었다 안에 많이 대다대 삼다네 아니 많이 아니 자주소 이제 많이 동자를 레벨다 가서 동자 대용타레스 이 칸을 가서 전에 야보로 왔어.
And so like that, with that in our mind, then we recite the Om Mani Padme Hum. So there's advice, to recite 10 malas, right? So 1,000 times, which is 10 malas. That's the minimum. On top of that, you can recite as many as possible.
제가 안에 다 옴세대 다 만다 시다 군두군 대셔로 마모 코드다 옴세대 간지 이게 섬이요레스 되게 안에 다 빌링아였습니다 마타 빌링아다 간지 링아였음 송거로 송도 왔어.
And so the His Holiness has also given this teaching many times, right? And also His Holiness has given this teaching many times, right? And also you might have heard it. And so the letters start, the Om Mani Padme starts with Om, right? So letter Om or Ama, and those three letters symbolizes three pure bodies and the three impure bodies.
제가 텐디게 링아 요섬라 따베 페나 제너프런다고 했나? 텐디게 나테 아니 가르드나 랑군이 맞춰서 담고 송송마스.
And then talking about the impure or the pure body, speech, and mind. So what are the body, speech, and mind that apply to somebody like a Jennifer? So I, so my, so like my or I. So, well, what is that? My, me, right? Where is that me? So analyze on that.
간제 텐데게 마타베 링아 요섬라 따베 나세징가도 롤 샤기요와.
And so that the I imputed to that the impure, like ordinary person, like impure body, speech, and mind, to speech and mind, to that impure body, speech, and mind, we impute as I. So where is that I, which is imputed, to that three impure body, speech, and mind?
다 텐디가 아니 마타베 링아에서나 때문에 나테 답일 아니 링아에서 나테 용어 시발라 가르치거든나 아니 탑당 셔랍진념을 제고레스.
And so in order to make that impure body, speech, and mind become pure, what do we have to do? We have to practice, develop method and wisdom.
제가 안에 마누세한테가 아니 노르버스기요레스 빼 노르버스. 아니 된다라 아니 샹적고 샘다 샹바다 이제 대냠레 제바였나 아니 네 단다 보다 소소가 가도 탑진념레도 그러 탑진념레. I think Tomch's internet is not really strong.
मेरा phone ला देता मैं connection हराम रह सके मेरा phone ला देता he took my phone and I'm using my phone as hotspot.
Okay,
so the connection getting lost.
Okay.
So anyway, money, so money means jewel, like a jewel, and the jewel is like the wish fulfilling jewel. And so if you have a jewel, then that fulfills all your wishes, just like that. So the money symbolizes method like a bodhicitta and great compassion, and so that's what we have to do.
아니 빼매서 되가 아니 가르나 아니 메독 빼만 저거지 메독 빼만 제사 아니 단단 나반에 제와이나 안 바그라실 쉬요 말이지 아니 나는 빼마다 아니 간도 셔럽 아니 간도 샘 안다 안에 같이 나서야 라지 접여 말다 돈요도 베셔럽 다음에도 베셔럽 된 속에 그래서
And then peme means a lotus. A lotus is born, from mud, but it's not stained by a mud, just like that. And so the emptiness, so the lotus symbolizes the emptiness. The emptiness is the nature, the reality, of all the phenomena, or all the phenomena. That's the reality, of all phenomena. So they are not existing, from their one side. So that's the wisdom and the part, right? So the method and wisdom. So you have to apply these two into practice.
제가 답이 링아 여섬진 오 이제 봐라 안에 마탑에 링아야도 봐 제가 제대 탑도 셔럽이 냠내 제거 그래서 되라고 여러분.
So in order to achieve the pure body, speech, and mind, or to clear away the impure body, the impure body, speech, and mind, you have to practice these two method and wisdom.
아 근데 대에는 냠내데 카마트와 아니 가데 냠도 영어 쳐도 홍세데 이름에 봐서.
So then, in order to unify these two practice, to not be separable, to not make it separable. Or to unify these two practices of method and wisdom, and that's symbolized by the letter hum, which means the unification of method and wisdom. And so that's the short, brief meaning of Om Mani Padme Hum. So generally, there are so many explanations about Om Mani Padme Hum. So you might have seen in many different places, and there is also a short explanation given by His Holiness last night.
제가 안에 군두고 나서도 아니 내 나랑 기판에 예담고 또 개개가 또는 파파 셔레드 인송소 나 셔레드가 샵시고서는 인송도.
And His Holiness also said that the Avalokiteshvara is his like main guru or the deity. And then he himself, is like a servant of Avalokiteshvara.
제가 안에 두지나다 다 사닝을 가서 사닝한테 레시드 미세케 연구 말해. 임바다 teneda 만나 사회 qabla야. 아니 지나서 가서 요가 옛나 아니 셔레드가 다체지와 가도 대든 동기에서 지나서 인지가라 옛나 아니 소소데 막 펜치스.
And so that's on the basis of this explanation. Now tomorrow we're going to be doing this practice. Of course, there won't be time to give all this explanation tomorrow. But if you have the sadhana, the sadhana of the Avalokiteshvara, then you can bring that. And based on that, you can arise or generate yourself as Avalokiteshvara. And on the basis of having generated yourself as Avalokiteshvara, then you can do the recitation of Om Mani Padme.
대마도는 골마 시대 연락되게 냠내래 연락되게 냠내래 오지 또 연락되게 냠내래 와트마 아니 많은 사사질래 대산 아니 된 것도 소소 넣어야 된다는 벽에 감동 그래 인지가 잘 소소를 넣어 그래서
so you start to do the sadhana. You can do the sadhana, and the sadhana starts with the refuge and bodhicitta prayers, and then the 7 limb practices, 7 limb prayers, right? So after that, then that comes to the point, where you just keep on reciting the mantra again and again, repeating the mantra again and again. So at that point, you just recite mantra, and of course, this is all will be done in Tibetan. The common thing is with Om Mani Padme Hum. So everybody will be reciting Om Mani Padme Hum. That's what you might only understand, right, at that time. So the rest part will be, on your own. You can bring, your own sadhana and do that yourself. And then when we come to the point of reciting Om Mani Padme Hum, many times, then we can all do it together at that time.
제가 군두가 땡땡 챙겨래. 내 군두 땡땡 두면 안 그랬어.
And His Holiness definitely, understands. Will know that, and will definitely pray and dedicate for us.
제가 안에 내가도 뒤에 쳐와진 소소 마셔와진 이나 소소 내가 이나 아니 내가 제게 지난 되게 오래돼. 왔고 내가 지금도 주도 직진을 지어 말했지.
And so this is a great opportunity for us to participate in this practice, for our own benefit. And so therefore you should not lose this opportunity and try to do it. Even if you're working, you can still do it. It's not like whole day. Then you can just start and then do it as much as you can.
제가 안에 잠좀 다시 당가도 뭐 네 어렵다 추종 어떤 이자는 게 바탕이 있어. 저도 가기 전에 조치는 그래서.
And so there's it will be both live, on my Facebook and also the center's Facebook, so you can join either one.
제다 안에 군도 나가서 제다 파산이 땡땡아도 만화상에 몸카시 용도하고 그래서 제다 안도 미만부 그냥도 제만에 싸워요. 안에 개회 싸워도 도장고와는 간도 쏘는 거 쏘사. 쏘는 거 쏘사는 담리 시대다. 안에 지단데 내려라 팽개로 송소와.
And then so tomorrow, when we do all this practice, there'll be maybe over 100,000 people doing this practice together, right? And so if over 100,000 people do this practice, then when you combine it all, it becomes very powerful, very strong, very big, right? And so then when we dedicate that, for everybody, then it will be helpful, to have peace in the world, and also to maybe to eradicate this pandemic.
제가 주보 말에 간제 다 배워 나 제대로 사진 동거렸어.
And so not only us, so all the people, everybody who carries the Tibetan knows, will be deciding.
제가 지지해서 되겠다 메시지는 조인만 안 하고 맞았어요.
And I don't know if the Westerners got that message or not.
그래서 인지가 안 돼.
Did you get it that in English?
아니 재미나는도 군도 깔랍때 재미나를 봐주시면 도서.
So is that there's the translation of that teaching last night in English? Did you see that? It is?
디나는 미세게 다 지나서 만나서 하셨어야죠. 대인이나 연날 뒤에다.
So there is I saw that it was in Chinese. There was a translation of the teaching in Chinese, and especially there is a advice on advice telling you should recite Om Mani Padme Hum. I don't know if you found that in English.
제가 다 배워나 자세히 그 메시지 거다 다 녹여냈어.
And so everybody who has Tibetan knows got that message, and they will be reciting.
근데 지지나 장에서 그때 메시지는 조인만 하고 마서.
And so I don't know if the Western knows, did get that message or not.
내가도 배워나 다그 정도 어려웠어.
So that's like a nose, like applying to nose, it's just like a joke, telling people what nose you have, Western nose or Tibetan nose. So if you are Tibetan, you have a Tibetan nose. That just means like you are Tibetan.
제자한테 만에 사회가라야 다들 사면 전함 많은 배 대마저나 아니 저 로조 특지 맞서면 다는 아니 저 송소와.
And so when you're reciting Om Mani Padme Hum, then it's good to recite, with the understanding or with the the meaning of the Om Mani Padme Hum in your mind, and if not, then think about the 8 verses of mind training also.
Okay. 제가 대전에지 양 선법 가로 즉 3대가 손으로 되게 개고 말이야. 양 삼성도 부터 보지 왔을 텐데 제가 말했어.
So it's not like commitment, or like a retreat, where you strict yourself so much, to do that. It's not like that. You can, take it easy and do it as much as you can.
아니 내 공당가도 아니 데리케이션도 공당 치거든. 아니 대야다 소소 제래면 나도 내 베개 가르치거든. 야대 인지가 나도 따다용을 소소 제조. 가게 잠벌 보고 주던 제바다 군도 디스트냐. 대도전 사티 강가 초거리 남았어 요 말에.
And so even at the end, at the last session, so in the last session, then we're going to do dedication. So when we do dedication, we'll be reciting the dedication verses, and then you just dedicate it in that way by reciting the verses and thinking, may it be just like it is said in the verses of dedication. So you might be familiar with that dedication verse, from the King of Prayer, right? So just like the Menjushri Samandabada, dedicated their marriage, I dedicate it in the same way as them, like that. So that's what it means. So you recite that 2 verses, of dedication from the King of Prayer, and then dedicate in that way.
아니 쇼케라네 아니 소소란 조카로 연나 인집이 연차지 피. 아니 남 조카도 개면 나야만 북강치 편한 말 가진 초바때 집하나 야보여래.
Then it's good to make offerings when you do the prayer practices. So if you have an altar at your home, then water bowl offerings, incense offerings. If not, then at least make some offerings and imagine making offerings to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of their interactions like that. Yeah, so when you make like candlelight offerings, light offerings, whether it's a butter lamp or tea light, candle tea light, or making offerings of the incense, it contains fire, so be careful with that.
Okay. 양산이 뺏어오다 야 되니까.
And then if you make a mistake, accident, in that way, then maybe you might we might blame to the practice not good.
Okay. 제가 와제 다 뭐시면 제가 단다 군두랑게 까나죠. 당근에 대저는 간서 빼 손은 뭐 소야 보사 그래.
And so this is the advice given by His Holiness personally. So if we follow that, it will be really beneficial, much more than we just regularly do it.
Okay. Any questions?
Guess I have a question.
Yes.
What's the name of the sadhana that we'll be reading tonight to start with? Because I have several things. I'm not sure it's the same one.
지금다 군두랑 그 다음 주셔로.
So there's the one that's composed by His Holiness by himself.
다 밑 가리하고 말이야. 다음 주 니하고.
The seventh Dalai Lama?
No, this Dalai Lama.
Okay.
14th Dalai Lama.
Okay.
그 mambo 요 말이야. 유니 좀 요 말이야.
It's not very long, it's pretty short.
그게 들어와. 그게 직땡도. 그게 들어와.
So thank you.
그게 직 소도 직땡되죠. 서로.
Who's showing it?
Karen.
Geshe, is it the same one you used for when we did the Mani mantras during Sakadawa?
I can't see it. Can you show it?
The one in this
Camera?
book. The one in this book is by His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
Can you show it, Karen? I can't see it. Hold it up.
What is the, yeah.
Oh, Becoming Compassionate Buddha. Okay.
Lama Yeshe.
Okay.
그 mambo 요 말이야.
No, it's not that much.
It's on page 147 of this book.
Isn't it this one?
다 밑에
Is
가려.
it this one, Geshe?
Praise and prayer to noble Avalokiteshvara.
맨날 특된 데려다 맨날 탐주에다나 사주다 세마라 섬에 받아 친구한테만 주도.
So it starts with the verse for the ground purification.
되게 나라 믿으래. 라마 셰레즈 가로 라마 셰레즈 예메 남주 예메께 남주 응급 군주시와. 남주 하고 춘동이래.
It's
So
not
this
this
one.
남주
So
바지.
there's the text by His Holiness.
Oh.
It's like. Oh, what's that?
남주 춘동인데 그래. 다시 출발해.
Oh, that's the 7th Dalai Lama. Sorry about that.
말 단다 야르 뭐지 단다대. 바지 골로 바지.
No, this is 14th Dalai Lama. The 들으실 야와가선 자속이 제베 전에 차돈 전기 나게 숙소세요. 이거
가르셔야. 오다 가리는 게 다치나도 같이 전화를 맞춰나 개야 말해.
So it doesn't matter. Whichever you want to follow, you can follow that. I mean, whatever you have is fine. And so I think what Maria, I see Maria who you showed is the one that I have also by 7th Dalai Lama.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the one. I think one of the generously practice initiation that His Holiness gave in New York.
How many pages? How big?
That one is only a few pages.
There's a very long, I think maybe many verses, quite many verses of requesting prayer at the beginning. So
Yeah, it's about 9 pages.
알레레. 어자테 다텐 마칸이. 어다 대치 마타나다 대지 고말 아니 쫀지 마고 꿈도가 조소지가 대춘에 되셔야
And so, if that is too long, then you don't have to recite that many. You can just, recite a verse of making homage, to Avalokiteshvara, and then recite after that. Yeah.
Maybe Jennifer, can you make me co-host?
I'm sorry, Geshe, could you say that again, please?
Can you make me co-host?
Oh, yeah.
And I can share also some prayer. 언제도 안 돼. 그래서 통돼.
간대.
네, 샤동 콜로지 저거 통. 샤동
알아,
콜로.
거도.
내도 좀 나타셔. 도면 돼. 내
아,
시체.
얘도 난데 빼지만 통면 돼. 빼져도 돼.
안 빼자 통돼.
빼지 통도.
어떤 데레스. 네.
빼져 같이 왜? 안 돼.
같이셔. 내 같이셔. 알레.
내 통면 되다. 가래.
알레면 돼.
내도 빼져 어디도만 통면 돼. 너 가서 동대만 통면 돼.
다?
Oh yeah. So this one here, this is the verse of homage to Avalokiteshvara. Your 1,000 arm. This is like it's actually to the 1,000 arm. 경기 막고서 되면 돼.
대만하면 돼.
이양디 자동 전도로죠.
다 주발 그건 제일 루시아.
So this is same, but I mean like this is to the 1,000 arm Chinese. That's what it's saying. So your 1,000 arms are the 1,000 universal monarchs, and your 1,000 eyes are the 1,000 wheel-turning Buddhas.
어제도 다양한 전화도 직접
야시다.
빨리.
Then you who teach in each and every one of us according to our needs, noble Avalokiteshvara, to you I pay prostrate, I pay homage. So that's the homage in a verse to Avalokiteshvara. Then after that, then you can recite Om Mani Padme Hum. And then after that is the dedication. Due to the merit of this virtuous action, may I quickly attain the state of Avalokiteshvara and lead all living beings without exception into that enlightened state.
Okay, 내답 되고 싶어. 그 다른 데는 그랬어.
Yeah, so that's a very convenient. You can just recite that verse.
야, 저라서 온라인으로 대비요. 깔때 제도 말했어.
So you don't have to search, for books, going on online.
Okay.
Okay.
어따땡 가도 산이기 돼. 저기 나스.
So that's the preparation for tomorrow, okay?
아니 다 전화도 되도 전화 아니 나고 군두가 깔랍도 지금 예스로 로조 특기마.
If possible, and if you have time, then listen to the teaching by His Holiness from last night.
디나가 만약에 대시에다 많이 가르 참여 많이 도시다 타마들은 누스 인집지 차단해야 되면은.
So if you don't have time to listen to all of it, just listen to the last part, where he advised, to recite Om Mani Padme Hum, and he gave a short, brief description about Om Mani Padme Hum.
Okay. Any questions? Yes, Bob.
Actually, I had a question on putting candles out, because candles symbolize wisdom. So I think it's okay to put them out, or what should we think when we're putting them out if we're leaving the room? Because it's not really safe to just leave them burning.
제자 맨날 கொஞ்சம் 롱초도 빨리 인집지 좀 빠고 말했어.
이제 춤이 빠르요나? 나도 춤이 세고 나한테 세단 건데 세고래서 세돈 삼로 갔던 거랬어. 나는 세 쪽으로 조금 말했어.
다 푸잡나야 보면 푸마잡지 잘라도 간마 컨두시에 갑밥신 거 잘으로 왔어.
나는 삼로 갔던 거랬어.
아, 삼로까지 갔다 왔어. 다 데리고 삼로 갔다 간다.
나 송접셔야 돼.
야, 다 얘나 자카를 양대도 야 받쳐되는 마요 체된 삼천을 그래 왔어.
Yeah, so I mean, your intention is so that it doesn't cause any destruction, right? To bring any, catch a fire and things like that. So, yeah, your intention is already there. So the way you do it is not blow it. When you blow, you get your spitums, and like that. So it may pollute. So that's not good. So instead of blowing, you just place a small container, like a cup or something, on top of it, and then because if there's no air, it will go off by itself. So that's like this. In other words, you can just blow it with a paper, with a paper or a book. You can just blow it off, and that may again be dangerous. So just placing a cup or something, just on top of it will just put off the fire. Yep. So that's good. That you should be careful about that.
더와 푸파샤나야 대와 담아야 푸가나 기구체샤와지 더와 쇼거라서나 푸무게 타나 코메바나 코야테 마르시 그랬어.
And same with the incense lights, incense. So, I mean, if the paper falls on that, it may catch fire also from there.
Okay. Any other questions? Yes, Jesse.
Yeah, quick question. So every night at 8:30, you did the prayer session.
Yep.
So towards the end, dedication, there's a lot of different mantras that was being recited.
Yeah.
So I only know two, Om Mani Padme Hum and Medicine Buddha. But can you explain the other mantras, what they are and what they mean? Can you put it in the-
1 second, I will show you guys, okay?
Thanks, Kurukulla.
That's good. 이제 다 예담 땀들이 나한테 왔어.
Yeah, so there's a mantra of the deity higher Guruva.
And 저도 단다 show I will show just now, okay? I'm the expert for the. Oh yeah. 저도 도구다. You guys see?
Yeah.
아니 내 어마어마한 배당 그룹에 맞서 되고 봤어. 당연히 레시트 잡잖아. 다 많은 레시트만 많은 거 수사해 봤어.
So you already know about the money, right? Om Mani Padme Hum.
Yeah, I only know the Om Mani Padme Hum and Medicine Buddha. The rest,
Yeah.
I'm not too sure.
내 그룹을 못 치는 생활에서 그룹을 못 치.
So this is a Guru Rinpoche's mantra.
Okay. And 어마어마한 세대 다 링하였음 성교였어.
So Oma Hum, is the three body, speech, and mind.
아니 매달한다 도제라 그랬어.
Vajra is the Vajra.
구르라는 라마레스.
Guru means Lama.
빼말하는 그룹 못 치는 세레스.
Pema is the name of Guru Rinpoche.
세자 안에 라마 도제 장라고 그랬어. 그렇게잖아.
Guru Vajradara.
다 가려는 안에 스디 홍세대 스디 세대 아니 저런 나신기야 그런 것이 나지 용화라 아니 지신하게 쟁에 받치 모두 두도 사망아 소로치 있어. anga chijalo chisa tnero ko.
And siddhi means like attainment, or just like you have attained, may I be able to attain and clear all the obstacles, that obstruct me from attaining, just like you did.
And hong said that three channel to narrow chitra.
Hong means asking for that kind of blessing.
What is it? And then the Kajin Guru Muchin Sangare and Guru Muchi.
That's a Guru Rinpoche mantra.
Okay, Omahom and Guru Pamas.
Padma Sambhava.
And he ordered you them tam jigan sangares.
And then after that is the higher giver. This is the higher giver mantra.
And the higher Gavade and Papa shares the cut tabon to numbers.
So the higher giver is the wrathful aspect of Avalokiteshvara.
Tate Tayata Tilijan Mamushu Charter. Tande Yedam Tamdrig Kanji, Yedam Tamdrig not to Namshu Drawa in a Konda Milim Duo Maniwata, Niabuko Pengares.
And then it says, there's too much to go through all the explanations. So if you recite the higher giver mantra, it will help to not have bad dreams and to get a good sleep. And then there's a medicine Buddha mantra which you already know, right? And then there's after this is called Gyume. Gyume, is another aspect of Tara.
And that drama in Bachi, drama like Shingaloma Chronic, it is your song to us.
And so this says that this is a Tara who's wearing the leaves on her body.
And the Kaza Dromani Sachin and the chick than the rest of the Tonsons.
And I saw in one of the commentary of the 21 verses to the Tara, saying that this is one of the 21 Taras.
And then they engine called Tsela.
So actually, it's a long life deity also.
And Kaza Dawakashi and the Saja Komoramoshi, Tajikan and the one also.
And I think a few months ago, His Holiness Saja Tseten gave initiation through the internet and on this deity.
That lojo match, that is. That the Dorje number Joma, and they enjoy and the Jitu Dromaji.
And then after that, it's Dojen Namjom, and this is also another aspect of Tara.
And the Tan Dig Karipan Namjunga Nepa Yamtada. Yachipana and Soto Kambado and the Sani Samasogovina and
And then what benefits are there of reciting this mantra? Is if there is like a severe illness or severe patient who's been sick for a long time, or or if you have a lot of obstacles in that place, then to purify that place, this practice is done. And then after that is the Paldelhamo. Paldelhamo, is another aspect of Tara. Is another Tara in the aspect of Dharma protector. So this is one of the main Dharma protector of His Holiness the Lama also. So this is a very common practice, of the Tibetans, to recite this mantra. So many Tibetans, recite this mantra all the time. And so these are the Dharma protector, the protector who are transcended. The Dharma protector, that means like, they are not a worldly, so they are trans-worldly Dharma protectors. So I don't know if you have heard about it, but there is a common way of saying in Tibetan, there are two Dharma protectors, two protectors. So the red and the blue, or red and a black protector. And then the red one, is the Nechung. Nechung, is one of the oracles, of His Holiness the Lama. Black one or the dark blue one, is the Paldelhamo. And so therefore, because to symbolize that, we have at the center also there's a red prayer flag and the green prayer flag, to symbolize these two. So the oracle, the Nechung oracle, is not a trans-worldly protector, and so you can't, take refuge in Nechung, to gain enlightenment or liberation. Mainly, take refuge in the or seek help, from this protector, mainly to eradicate the problems and obstacles of this life. And so Paldelhamo, is a trans-worldly Dharma protector, which is an enlightened being, enlightened being coming in the form of the Dharma protector, and so therefore it can't be used as oracles. And then there's another one called Sering Chenga. And I don't know if you have heard about Kandula. Kandula, the one who is associated with the Lama Zopa Rinpoche and FPMT, and so they say she's the emanation of Sering Chenga. She's the what do you call that? She goes in the transit, and then the deity Sering Chenga enters into her. So this is the Paldelhamo, we have a portrait or tanka of this protector at the center.
Okay. Jo Ramon Jo Ramo Turnjo Kalara Chemo Ramo Achata Turnjo Rolo Honjo Tando Tenda to Cardana Kanje Negi and the Tawa the Trijaba Tobala Chikanje Semjing Turnjabala and the Tinga Bachimao Shoro Total Naro Nansado.
So in short, what it means, what it means, is that there's to gain enlightenment and liberation. May there be no obstacles and no hindrances, and please, assist, and help, to, achieve that. So that's what it's saying.
다 니슈거든 담아대 근데 시리즈 생계자 가서 달장보름시 와나서 라버트 모게 아니 슈네 군두가 와나서 디 만탱아래 샤스.
And then this is the Genesis, Sengeda, the roaring of a lion, Avalokiteshvara, the roaring of a lion, roar of a lion. So this is one aspect of Avalokiteshvara, whose initiation His Holiness gave upon the request made by Robert Thurman.
And
this is also one of the long life deities.
Okay. That's good.
So
good
these
question.
are the mantras, that we recite in the evenings.
It's good question. I didn't think about to explain that. That's good.
So now you understood a little bit about it, right?
제가 배워서 이거를 양에 인지할 때 시에다가 콘도 nhập 그랬어. 마치 보면에 고고 말해.
And so while we have these Tibetans participating in these practices, if I keep on talking in English, then they will get bored, because many of these older Tibetans don't understand English.
제가 대체는 게 이제 나도 인지가 시에다 주도 제가 되갈라다 주바로 대 인지 돌아보러 마모 시작이 어렸을 텐데 남중가도 네트워크 되지. 아주도 대시 작은도 되네 샘팜고 말이다. 주도 가든에 잡대가로.
And then also Geshe teaches, leads the prayer in the evenings for Westerners, 4 to 6:30. And during that time, Geshe speaks English, to explain a little bit what way he can. So, you can join that and don't be bored to listen to his English.
Okay. Any other questions? Okay. 다 봐세요, 여섯 말. 다 야고 줘. 제가 다 드린 것도 너무 좋아서. 아니, thank you everyone. It's wonderful. It's very good. I'm sure you guys also good practice, good prayer. The main things, the purpose practice is to open mind, relax mind, and understand the impermanent. Okay. This is the big purpose. Okay. Then we stop. Now you can pray. Wow, he's just going to relax there.
Relax, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Suffering in the name of happiness.
Page 39, Thanksgiving Mandala offering. Saji Puki Jukching Me Tok Tram, Re Rab Ding Jini de Genpadi, Sangye Jing Du Mikte Owagi, Drokon Namdak Jing La Churpar Shuk, Jetsun Lame Kutse Rapten Ching, Nam Katrin Le Chok Churge Padang, Lo Sang Ten Pedren Me Sasungi, Rowe Munsel Tak Tu Negyur Chig, Idam Guru Ratna Mandalaka Miryatayami. From my two collections, vast as space that I've amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time, may I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose mind's wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths of the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I have discerned them. May I uphold the Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart going out with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread or once spread have declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. In the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. By even this graded course to enlightenment completed due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children. May all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana of virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread everywhere. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezig remain in life till samsara's end. Savior of the Snowland teachings and transmigratory beings, who extensively clarifies the path that unifies emptiness and compassion. To the lotus in the hand, Lord Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be fulfilled. Page 49, the short long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. You who uphold the subduer's moral way, who serve as the bountiful bearer of all, sustaining, preserving, and spreading Manjana's victorious doctrine, who masterfully accomplishes magnificent prayers honoring the three jewels, Savior of myself and others, your disciples, please, please live long. Page 57, prayer of dedication. Through this virtue may I swiftly, having gained Guru Buddha's faith, place each and every sentient being without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where born never decline, but increase forevermore. Page 75, Miksema. Mik se viter chen rezik, Dream ken pe wang po jam pelyon, gong chen ke pe su gen Tsongkhapa, lo sang drat pe jabla solwa de.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you, Jangchub.
Thank you, Geshe-la.
Thank you, Geshe-la. Thank you,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.